Why? Why? So this is one word question that will change the fuck out of you. Every single time there is like a live stream, I'm doing this shit, right? So that we can warm up our hand, getting ready for it. Why? Why, bro? What made you click in this live stream today? Why? What is your reason? Because there could be a lot of reason. Maybe you want to reset your brain. Maybe you've been following along the past couple of days, the past couple of weeks. Maybe you like me. Maybe you are subscribed to this channel. Maybe you find me interesting. Maybe you find my knowledge interesting. Or maybe you just like my physique or something. Maybe you are here for another reason. Maybe you're here to see me fail or some shit like that. There's always a reason, though. There's always a reason why you are doing certain things, and for that, you're still listening here in this video, right? Extreme Reset Day 8. We're talking about setting our goals. We're talking about why. We're talking about what is the plan for the next few days, few weeks of this extreme reset, because a lot is coming, bro. A lot is coming, and I'm quite excited for some. I'm gonna go through this at the end of the video, at the end of this live stream. But first, why? Why should you even care? What made you come here? What is your reason? Just think about it. Don't even think about me. Don't forget about me, right? Forget about me. Don't even think about me. Why are you here? What made you click in this video? It's not the title. It's not the title of like extreme reset. It's what your brain interprets the title as. What do you think about when it's like extreme reset? What? Do you get more productive? Do you expect to get more productive? Does your brain associate this extreme reset with becoming more of a better person, like changing yourself? Yeah, because majority of the time, if you're clicking this video, I know, bro, you're clicking this video so that you can extreme reset, basically, so that you can make your life better, so that you can become different type of person by the end of this series, by the end of this year. But why? Why do you want to become a better person, right? Because this is a question you should ask, not just one time, not just two times, but on and on and on until you get the deep reason. So let me just ask you, right? Why do you want to go to extreme reset? Why are you clicking on this video? So that you can do extreme reset. Why do you want to do extreme reset? So that you can become a more productive, happy, focused person by the end of this year. Basically, you want to become a different person, a better one. Why? Why do you want to become a better, different person? Now this is the second time. This is like the third time we're asking you why, and then you'll answer something like, oh yeah, because I want to get rich, I want to become successful in my life, I want to do something great in my life. Okay, why do you want to do something great in your life? Maybe you want to impress people. Maybe it's something to do with people at this point. It's like maybe you want to impress your family. Maybe you want to make your family happy, your parents happy. Maybe you want to provide for your family. Maybe you want to, impress those friends that you have. Whatever it is. Why? Suppose, why do you want to impress your friends, right? Because here you are watching this video, extreme reset, so that you can become a better person, so that you can become more productive, more focused in your work, so that you can achieve success later on in your life, so that you can achieve financial freedom, so that now you can impress your friends. Why do you want to impress your friends? Maybe it's because that one time they always impressed themselves to you. Maybe you were always impressed by them. Maybe you were always jealous by them. Maybe you were always envious of the people at school. Maybe some rich motherfuckers at school. Maybe you were jealous of them. Maybe this is like this kind of like a trauma in you that makes you make life choices, which is totally fine, because after all, everything that we do is like a fucking cop to our childhood traumas. Every single thing that we do. Why am I coming up on camera and speaking? Because I've never been coming up on camera and speaking. I've always wanted to talk. Nobody was there to listen. Kind of shits like that. You get deep into the like source of that trauma, because again, bro, everything that you are doing, everything that we're doing so that we can cope with our past mistake, past failures, past traumas. You're watching this because you have failed somewhere in your life, because you weren't able to change yourself, because you weren't able to change yourself, your life suffered, the people around you suffered, your relationship suffered. This trauma in us wants us to do something different so that we can cope with it. You know, a billionaire could become a billionaire. Like, not a billionaire, but a person could become rich because of the trauma that he was never rich. He was always broke. He was always jealous of the people who were rich. People who were on the top were really like show off. It was like a big fuck you for them who were broke when they were young. So he grew up to become rich. Every single thing that we do is like a fucking cope to our trauma. Andrew Tate, think about it. He mentions every single time that, not every single time, but you know, one of his times in high school when he was at college, Andrew Tate was with his friends, and then you know there was a fucking Lamborghini or some shit like that, a sports car, fancy car, a guy driving past by when they were going to college and university or some shit. Andrew Tate couldn't even imagine affording that Lamborghini or that Ferrari. And then he told his friends something like, aren't you getting pissed off that this person is driving this car in front of us and we don't even know how we can afford it?" And then their friends are like, "Nah, it's fine. It's just another sports car." And then kickboxing career, kickboxing champion. These are all successful people, but if we take a deep dive into it, they are doing certain things so that they can cope with their childhood pain and traumas. And this is something that I've learned. Everything that we do is based off how it feels like if we are skinny. I know how it feels to be skinny. It sucks. You know, because the main motivation of you working out, maybe if it's genuinely like, yeah, you want to look good, maybe you want to get bigger, maybe, yeah, you want to do those things, but they don't keep you going. They don't keep you going, okay? The goals that you have, they wouldn't keep you going until you have no reason to slip back. This is very powerful here. Goals don't make you keep going. The thing that doesn't make you want to slip back, doesn't want you to slip back, keeps you going. So it could be like, you don't want to go to the gym to work out. You don't want to look big. You don't want to build those muscles. Maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe that's what we are doing. But that's not what we want to do. We don't want to bulk up shit, bro. The fact is that we don't want to be skinny. That is the motivation. That is the motivation. And I think this is called something like, I don't know, I forgot. It's like the worst case scenario because first thing about your goals, right? Understand your why. Okay, what is your goal first of all? Because we have broken down why you want to watch this live stream. We've broken down exactly why you want to do that, which is actually fine if it's ending up to be something like, yeah, I'm watching this live stream so that I can, yeah, because my family abused me, because my parents used to abuse the fuck out of me to the point where I became like a little pussy, a feminine pussy. It could be worse as that, it could be something different. There's always a reason, a fucked up, weird reason behind everything that you do. It's not just those simple reason of, yeah, I want to become more productive, I want to become a more focused person, I want to achieve my aim in life, I want to become famous and impress my friends. Maybe not impress your friends. Why do you want to impress your friends? It's because you were jealous of them when you were young. Why were you jealous of them? Because as a child, when you were a kid, you didn't get anything much in your life. You were always jealous of other child. Your parents didn't give you much. So it's like, again, everything is a cope, and which is what brings us down to the fact that everything starts in the childhood. Everything starts at home. How have you been raised as a kid? Those traumas, you're always gonna have traumas, right? You're always gonna have problems, you're always gonna have shortcomings, but these shortcomings, which is inevitable but it can be changed depending on the lifestyle that you live, these shortcomings will determine how you live for the rest of your life, because for the rest of your life all that you are gonna do is to overcome those shortcomings. You're gonna cope unless you go to a really type of like high level of self-improvement, like a fucking monk or something, that you don't have any desires. That is fucking cool, by the way. But until that, you're still gonna cope and cope and cope, and which is totally fine because we need a reason, all right? We need a reason to live. Yeah, this sounds kind of like not the right way to go about self-improvement, going about our life, like coping with our old failures and traumas and all that. But this is not as bad as you think. It's not like I want to, yeah, it'll be different. It will be so much more like fucking different type of situation if I told that I want to get rich just so I can buy the Lamborghini, just so I can, party around making like a lot of girls, meeting a lot of girls and fucking with a lot of girls. No, that could be a different story. But again, there's a why to that also. Why do I want to sleep a lot with a lot of girls? Because my past relationship sucked. Because I've never been able to do so. Because I've always watched some other guys in high school that chat in high school, sleeping with a lot of girls. There's gonna be a reason, deep reason behind anything that we do. And this is like one of the lessons I got from Expert Secrets. There is a reason behind everything that we do. Ah, fuck this. Okay. I'm gonna read these lines to you and just think about it. For example, if someone tells you they want to lose weight, ask them, why? Well, because I want to be healthy. That is why I want to lose weight. Okay, why? Because I have 3 kids. I want to keep up with them. I want to have more energy. Why? Because by 5 p.m. I am completely out of energy. I just want to lie down. Why? Because I don't want people to think I am a bad mom. Notice the first thing are almost always tied to status. Why don't you want to be a bad mom then? Because I want my kids to know that I love them. Why? Because I never knew whether my mom loved me. Boom. Imagine losing weight. Okay, this is like the sentence from this book actually. But just think about it. There was a mother wanting to lose weight just so she could be a better mom for his children. So that she can have more energy to become a better mom for his children. Because why? Because she never had a good mother. She never had a good mother who was good for them, for her. So in a weird way, we treat other people the way we always wanted to be treated. And I'm not telling the way we always want to be treated, the way we always wanted to be treated. Because we have not been treated that way in the past, which is why when we see someone who is relatable to us, who is like the version of us in the past, we treat them as the way we want to treat, like as the way we want us to be treated back then. Suppose you were a skinny jerk, right? You were a skinny jerk. But then you started working out, you started getting to the gym, you started becoming muscular, bigger, and all that. Now you don't get bullies anymore. Because before you got bullies, a lot of bullies because of being skinny. But then you don't get bullies, you are muscular now after some few years. But when after some few years you see somebody just like you, skinny, like how you were some years back then, and getting bullied. When you see that skinny person getting bullied, you can't help but think about the trauma that you had. Almost like the trauma, but you can't help but think about your older self, your younger self, your older self, which is also the younger self at the same time. You can't help but stand up for him, for the bullies, because you always wanted to be treated in the way that someone protects you when bullies arrived and told you that you were skinny and then bullied you for being skinny. And now that that is happening for somebody else, now that somebody skinny just like you is getting bullied by other people, and then you are here muscular and all that, having this trauma and looking at him like, damn, this was the situation of me back then. You can't help but stand up for them, because in your mind you know that you always wanted that to happen for yourself too when you were young. And again, this is also like when you get to a certain level of improvement in your life, when you get to a good level of thinking, of like selflessness. Because you could also be like right there, right then, oh yeah, he is skinny, I was skinny too back then. Yeah, let the bullies bully this skinny motherfucker. I also got bullied because of it. Fuck this. Even though deep down you want to stand up for them. So it's like selflessness includes here too. The reason I'm diving deep into this why and really understanding why you do certain things is because you need that clarity. I remember the only ways, the only days, ways, or whatever it is, where I was not productive, where I was skipping and procrastinating with my work and ending up jerking off and being on autopilot, which was to, instant scrolling through Instagram and internet, was those days when I didn't have any clarity. Was those days when I didn't have my to-do list written out. Was those days when I don't know what to do. Maybe I know like that I need to study. I know I need to study physics, but I don't know exactly what chapter I need to study. But if you had just a little bit of more dopamine in your system, maybe you could have to taken that action to figure out right there, right then. But majority of the time, if you are watching this type of great reset, like extreme reset, hardcore protocol and shit, you don't have enough dopamine in your system just yet, which is why you want to go, like really set an intention to right there, right then, set everything out, set this clarity out, which is exactly what we're doing here. And you could ask me like, oh, Kiwi, then why didn't you do that last week when we were starting this extreme reset protocol? Because it makes sense to, right, like we should have started this, we should have started making goals right there, right then, when we started this series. It makes sense to do so, but again, it's like you are in this extreme reset because you are feeling shitty. You are feeling shitty, and the only reason you're feeling shitty is because you haven't got any results. Let me explain that later. So the only way from getting shitty to feeling good about yourself is if you see results. And you don't see results when you're like understanding your why and figuring out what your goal is, figuring out why you're doing what you're doing. Those can certainly be good. Those can be good and fine. Good, great, great. But they wouldn't motivate you as much. Because let me give you this example. No matter how shitty you felt right now, like you were demotivated in your life right now, there is something that you want to do but you are not being able to do it, so you're feeling shitty about your life, you don't have clarity, you have fallen back into relapsing with your bad habits, and then you've followed all the things that you do before, which means like you're back to those bad habits, not into self-improvement anymore. The only way from there to get motivation is through results. See, maybe there's something that you want to do, but you are feeling shitty. But if right there, right then, you wanted to study, suppose, you got good grades, you got clients for your business. If right there, right then, you were making constant money from your hard work that you put in before, you would feel good, wouldn't you? Yes or no? Just imagine this in your mind. You would feel good about it, wouldn't you? Because right here, then, if you get the results, even though no matter how shitty you feel, you would feel good. And let me ask you, how do you get results? By action. By taking those small actions, not even those big breakthrough kind of actions, not those life-changing actions, but those small actions that exponentially changes your life later on in the long term. But you just gotta stick to that. So which is why I really drilled into the mindset of like, yeah, you shouldn't overthink, just do these small wins, small practices without overthinking, like meditating for 1 minute every single day, and then progressively overthinking that 2 minutes every single day, 5 minutes every single day, constantly. Because no matter if you're overthinking, you're gonna do it anyway. No matter if you don't feel like it, you're gonna do it anyway, because it is easy, because it is only for 2 minutes, which is the mindset I've drilled into you earlier. And guess what? Because you're putting in those actions, you're getting the results. You're getting the results of more happiness, more mindfulness in your life. You're actually building this identity that you follow what you are following. And this gives you the motivation, because again, results is equal to motivation and action is equal to results. Therefore, action is equal to motivation. It's not fucking finding out your goals. These are all good for like after some time. Yeah, you need to figure out. Certainly you cannot live your life without goals, without clarity in your values, your ideals, and your beliefs. You need to find out all of that, fine. But it's like not a big deal, right? Finding our goals, especially if you are in a rut right now, especially if you have just fucked up your life right now, finding your goals, okay, like finding your reason to live, finding your purpose. It's not that cool at first because it doesn't get you anywhere. Basically, maybe it gets you so much in life later on, but at that short term, if because you are gonna be thinking short term, especially if you fuck up. So let's think short term. Let's go in your favor, right? If you think short term, these goals, this understanding of clarity of goals, why your purpose isn't gonna get you anywhere. This isn't where you should start at first. You should start, I believe, in a weird way, with small wins, with small actions. This is also like a concept. I I kind of mix it up with a concept of Morita therapy, for the shitty people, the people who are depressed, the people who feel anxious. Accept the feeling and take action, do what is necessary to feel good. Not by just accept, not in the other way around where you are analyzing, being aware of it, accepting it, and not focusing on the action, trying to counter it through constant action in a weird way that directly helps them to counter it, but at the end it does not, because they are putting effort, real good, a lot of effort to counter their depression, which is making them more depressed. What they should do is do those things, get back to work, get back to your actions, whatever you think will make you happy, genuinely whatever you think will make you happy, like getting back to work for us young men, because we young men, we feel purpose in working. So it's like you will feel much more better, much more motivated in the short term if you figure out not your why. Okay, if you figure out those small wins that you can do, not even figure out, if you directly put the action to the small wins, for the small wins, because you need those momentum going, you need that inertia going, you need the inertia to be overcome. You don't need to find out your goals, you don't need to find out your why at the short term. After some few days, after you get that momentum and the inertia going, after some like meditation, yeah, sure, you can find out that, because at some point you're gonna have some uncertainty if you are getting that momentum going but you don't have any purpose. That is when you are setting the goals, and that is why we are here now. Clarity of goals. Okay. Okay, goals. We want to think, let's think it long term, right? We're gonna first think the longest term as possible, and then we're gonna break it down, break it down, break it down. Longest term as possible. So we never imagined, do we? How will our life look like if we're 60 years old? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly how it is gonna be by the like our idea of what it is right now. It doesn't necessarily have to be exact after 60 years later. Maybe we even pass away, the world corrupts, or some shits like that. But we should have an idea actually, because we never do things like that, and that is not normal for us. We don't want to be normal. We think what it will be 60 years from now. I'm picturing like a lot of grandsons, grandchildren, children and grandchildren. Yeah, I'm in good health, I'm in good shape still. Yeah, I'm living peacefully, I'm getting all the facilities. There's some fucking robots, maybe there's some fucking AI robots or some shit back later on in our life. I'm thinking all of that. I can picture maybe my wife, maybe my children. I don't know who are they yet, just yet. I'm grateful every day, and I've achieved everything that I needed to achieve in my life, like financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. Basically, I have achieved fulfillment. I've tried almost everything in my life which is like based on my goal. So that is like 60 years from now. It has to be It doesn't have to be specific. It's like 60 years. It doesn't have to be specific. Just have a vague idea because you don't even know where the world is gonna be leading to. Right? We might be in Mars by then, Venus or Mars or anything like that. And then you want to think about maybe 30 years from now. 30 years from now. Now, 30 years from now, you will still be kind of working, maybe almost retired or some shit like that. Not like retired, but you know what I'm saying, right? Capable, still capable to work, but almost like getting to the age where you are not being able to work anymore, not enough energy. Maybe you can still do some work, but not as much as before. So you're like almost at the end of your prime days now. So think about it. What do you want to have achieved by the end of your prime days? My goal, that is the goal, right? Financial freedom. Like financial freedom, just get it quick in like 20s or some shit like that. Doesn't have to be after 30 years, but this is like again inclusive of everything that happened before that too. So I already achieved financial freedom. I have already, yeah, lived a purposeful life. I've already, there are a lot of things that I can get into. Gotten the best shape of my life, good health, good relationship, good finances, good spirituality. You know those basics, right? Those vague concepts. We're still getting into this vague concept right now, but I think this is what you want to keep in mind because slowly, at some point in your life, you have to like just hold on, right? Just keep on doing this. You will notice later on. In 10 years' time, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now, in 10 years' time, it's gonna be a big question, right? Okay, maybe still financial freedom. Financial freedom. Maybe still living a purposeful life. Maybe still best shape, okay. Maybe still best shape. How about in 5 years' time? 5 years' time? Financial freedom? Okay, yeah, sure. Living purposefully. Best shape. Yes, the same goals still even after 5 years' time. How about 2 years' time? Now we're talking. Now we're talking about if now this is a question about whether we'll get financial freedom in 2 years. Financial freedom. The goal is financial freedom. Will we get that? Yeah, sure. I mean, we can if we keep on. Yeah, I mean, things changes really fast. There's a lot of opportunities out there. Of course, living purposefully. Maybe not as much as how I will 10 years from now, but 2 years from now, maybe I will still be living purposefully. But I know for a fact in 10 years from now, I'll be living more and more financial, like purposefully when my financial goals are all checked off. Still in best shape of my life. Still the same goals. Now we want to break this down into 1 year. 1 year. Now we're talking by the end of 2024. This is what we want to focus on. This is just like a rough idea right now. I'm just gonna convert Indian rupees into dollars right now and just think about how much money do I need to make. Actually, for my lifestyle, bro, I don't even need like $5,000. That's like too much. I can't even spend it. Some shit like that. Where if keeping in mind that we convert it into rupees and then we're living in India, it's like $2,000 more than enough. $2,000 more than enough every single month, more than enough. $1,000 still more than enough. I've never spent that type of money before because it's like we're living in India, right? So the conversion is also kind of complicated. I mean, lifestyle conversion. we have the rupees and all that shit, expenses and all that shit. But in simple, like 5K a month is also more than enough to main, like, more than enough. Actually, 2K is 2K a month. Actually, like 500 pounds a month or even $500 a month. It's like more than enough from the lifestyle that I'm in right now. It's not even like £5, bro. It's like 500. Yeah, 500 pounds more than enough. I will be living in a rent if like I have to be independent right now. 500 pounds is really more than enough. But if you want to scale our lifestyle, it will be more like, if I'm gonna be living my dream lifestyle, suppose like the dream lifestyle, right? It could be somewhere around, in India, right? In India, it could be somewhere around 20K, 20K a month, more than enough. 20K a month, that is still fucking a lot. That is like the political leaders in our state. Maybe even more than that. Maybe they earn like 50K a month or some shit. I never know. Like in Indian rupees, right? So that is a lot. The currency really plays a factor in our financial goals, especially if we've been watching videos of setting goals and they are all like Americans dollars. They all have their dollar in their country. How about we just figure out a way to earn in Indian rupees, right? How much do you want to earn by the end of next month, next year? Think about that, because financial freedom is what we actually want, right? How much do you want to earn? Like full time work, not like, okay, maybe not financial freedom because we need like passive income for that. For me, I'm having a hard time converting those Indian rupees, by the way, bro. $1,000 a month by the end of next year. That would be fucking awesome. That is like, okay, maybe somewhere like $2,000, $2,000, because I also need to retire my parents by the end of 2024. Yeah, especially my mom. And then, fuck this, bro. $5,000 a month. Fuck this, bro. 10K a month is my goal by the end of 2024. I know that is like a fucking big goal. It scares the fuck out of me. That is exactly why I'm writing this down. The reason I'm setting big goals right now is because we already have the momentum going by the past couple of days. And if you have been following the past couple of days, you already have the momentum going. And you don't need to look back in your life. The black tea is over. You don't need to look back in your life. You don't need to look back at your old lifestyle. Let it go, let it go. That is how you become more of your higher self. Let go of your previous self in gratitude, in the sense of like, yeah, I'm grateful for my younger self, but I cannot be my younger self right now because I need to be me. I need to be better than this so that I can achieve the vision that my younger self had set for me. Don't like disrespect your younger self or some shit or like that because you are here because of your younger self. Look back with gratitude. Be grateful for it. Respect it, respect his vision, and continue his work. But understand that you cannot be like him in order for you to continue his work, in order for you to achieve his vision that he always had. Understand your why. 10K in month by the end of 2024. Maybe some changes will be there. Maybe I figure out some shit out or some shit like that. Opportunities come and go by. But right now, this vague idea of 2024, 10K a month by December, we're gonna break that down later on. Yo, We're gonna do that by the end of December too, by the way. Yeah. This is like the vague goal that we're gonna have right now. I've networked with 100 entrepreneurs and big businessmen and professional and skilled technicians by the end of 2024. That is the goal. And I'm making money from my business too. Yeah, I think networking is gonna be a huge one next year. And also for my YouTube, let's just use the subscribers matrix, right? Matrix. Because subscriber is the one we can count. So probably, of course, we got our YouTube monetized by the month of May or March or some shit like that. Obviously by then. Then no more than earlier than that we're gonna get it monetized. By the end of December we're gonna get around about I'm actually hesitant to write to 20k subscribers. 20k subscribers. But fuck it. This is supposed to be huge, right? This is supposed to be huge. So that is my big three goals for next year. 10k by the end of the month. $10,000 a month by the end of 2024. 100 networks by the end of 2024. 20k subscribers. Okay, that is the big goal. And so for December, I'm gonna keep on planning, okay? This second week, it is all about clarity of goals and the 2.0 version of yourself. And limiting inputs. I'm gonna talk about that later on, but see. Why do I want to achieve 10k a month? So that I can retire my parents. Why do I want to retire my parents? Because my parents have something better else to do. I want them to live a long, happy life with their passion, with their purpose. My mother actually, she likes to do gardenings, but it's just that her works is keeping her away from it and she's not being able to do so. So with this extreme ownership of mine, knowing that this is happening because of me, this is happening because of me not being able to provide enough, I have this drive, making me wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning, even though it's winter, getting me back to work, getting me back to reading, learning, doing YouTube live stream, recording videos, editing videos, studying at the same time, being a student, being a YouTuber, being like a aspiring entrepreneur. It gets kind of emotional sometimes, but by the end of this month, I'm gonna do that shit. I know this is like a huge commitment that I've just said to me right now, said to myself, and I don't even know if it changes, right? But as much as I can, that is the focus, because my reason is to retire my parents, right? You are less likely to change your goals here and then, because we always change our goals here and then, right? We do this business, but then we do this, but then we do this. Maybe if we figure out we don't want to make money, but this is my goal, man. This is the commitment. And once you get your why are you doing certain thing, why is your goal, you are less likely to shift. Maybe you find a better way to achieve your goal, but you are less likely to switch your goal. The reason I'm doing this is so that my mother can live longer. The reason, okay, like in a weird way, that is the reason, right? Which is what we're diving deep into, our why, which can be an emotional topic to touch, especially. Okay, why do I want my mother to live longer? Because I want to spend more time with her. Maybe I want her to be alive, face this world, and then face this world in a way that experience this world in a better lens, through a purposeful life, a meaningful life, and a fulfilling life where she's, pursuing her passion in a way that she is gardening and, doing what she loves as a woman, as a mother, as someone who's always been taking care of me. And also for my father, maybe I'm gonna, financially support him too in a way that is possible. And if that is the case, yeah, I'm also gonna financially support my parents. And yeah, my father can continue his work. Maybe I shouldn't retire him or something. If his work is what is purposeful for him, then yeah, I don't need to retire him, because he will live much longer if he do his work right. So it's a win-win, kind of like a win-win. But yeah, I'm gonna provide them as much as possible with my financial help. And the beautiful thing about this is, bro, if you're following along till now, as you're writing this goal, as you're speaking it out, as you're imagining this, you're actually more likely to make it happen, because you are visualizing. And everything happens in the brain, everything happens in the mind. I'm a big believer of mindset and visualization, because I understand from early on in my life by taking that affiliate marketing course that I took. I believe that everything happens in the mind before it came to reality. Why does this pencil exist? Why is this pencil helping me to write my goals down, which will eventually change the entire trajectory of my family's life because of this pencil? Who even made this? Someone, maybe someone invented this pencil. Someone invented the idea of pencil. But before he could invent that pencil, he had to invent it in his mind. There are rare cases that it gets invented in real life before it gets invented in your mind. Just all of a sudden, like, the Japanese or the Chinese story of like tea leaves falling down in the hot boiling water. So suddenly that person invented tea, sipping tea. But majority of the thing, it always gets invented in the mind. Why do you think light bulb exists? Because it was invented in the mind of Thomas Alva Edison before he could experiment his 100 failing experiments. Before he could do that, it was in his mind. He made it happen. Why do you think Isaac Newton invented the laws of gravity? Not invented, but discovered. Because it was in his mind. Everything is in his mind. The Wright brothers, who invented the first airplane, who invented the concept of airplanes. How did that go? It was first invented in their mind. They always first had an idea to do so. That is how they practically took the step, took the right action, 80-20 rule, and then followed the necessary follow-ups action in order to make it happen into reality. Which is why I think writing it down, visualizing in your mind is very important. And like I said, I want to achieve 10K a month, so that, you know, it all boils down to selflessness. 10K a month so that I can 10K a month for my family, so that I can provide for my family to the point where they are almost like retired. They don't need as much to burden anymore, because I'm providing for them, and which means they can live more fulfilling life with their passion, and which makes them live longer, which makes all of us happy. And why do I want them to live longer? Because I want them to spend more time with their children, with the people that they care about. Because for my mother, bro, her sons, her two sons, me and my brother, we are her whole world. Which is why I want to make everything possible for her. Okay. So the second goal of mine, 100 networking by the end of this year. This is so that it can also be a catalyst of my first goal, which is to make 10K a month, which is again of the same underlying reason. 20K a month. I mean 20,000 subscribers by the end of this month is so that I can have more, what do you say? Yeah, I can have more influence over the people that I'm trying to help, over the young men that I'm trying to help. Because I've been there, I've been through shits, right? I've been through these days of jerking off. Bro, I have felt all of that. Whatever you're feeling right now in your life, whatever it is, whatever bad habits that you do, whatever stress you're feeling in your life, I've been through that. I've been having this relationship in my past life. I've jerked off. I've been a fucking degenerate. I've being possibly everything worse that you can imagine. Jerked off, like, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The highest time that I jerked off in a day was like 8 times, bro. Imagine 8 times. That was the same day. That was the same day when, me and my family, we were roaming around. It was almost at the time for Christmas, so we were, looking at decorations and all that. And before we went to, like, go for a drive for that, I jerked off. And after coming back home after a long drive with my family, I jerked off again. I jerked off again. 8 times in 24 hours, bro. I know this is kind of weird. I was thinking that is a good thing to achieve. Yeah, yo, bro, I could achieve 8 times. I was sharing it with my friends. My friends were, yo, how can you do that? Yo, you're a superhuman and all that. I'm like, I'm looking at that right now in my life and like, fucking trash, fucking trash. Not the way I want to live right now. So I've been through all of that shit, right? And I want to help as much young men as possible who are going through the same shit as me. Because I've been there. And it's like I said in the beginning, we do things, we treat other people not the way we want to be treated, but the way we always wanted to be treated. These are the goals, these are my whys. Figure out your why. I think it is very important. And I didn't fucking hold back and, go saying that I want to make 10K a month so that I can get financial freedom, so that I can live a lavish lifestyle, so that, I can do all of that shit, bro. I went deep into my why. I'm going deep into my why. I want to do this for my family. I want to do this for my parents, and there is nothing shy. There's nothing to be shy about that. There's nothing to fear saying that. Nothing bad to make this big commitment, because if I don't achieve this, bro, it's gonna be a huge, like, shame on me. But there's nothing wrong with making this commitment, because it's one of these commitments, whether you fail or whether you succeed, that goes on to change your life, that really pushes you to your limit, to your capacity. Life set you this much limit, but fuck that, you don't accept this. You want to be this much, you just get better. It is easier said than done. I have to still put in the work and all that, which is exactly why I'm here. Extreme Reset, following along with you. Understanding your why is what we're doing here. We have Rachel. Rachel Ken, what's up? 48 minutes in this live stream now, Rachel. So, unfortunately, I cannot understand the language that you're putting. I cannot understand it. What's today's date? Today's date 10, 12, 23. We're gonna write down what we are grateful for. I am grateful for this live stream because I'm able to share. I'm being able to share my thoughts on my goals, and I'm diving deep down into my whys at the same time, like I've never done before. This is truly life changing. Right now I feel like, bro, I can't waste my time anymore, because if I have this why, my reason to do certain things, like provide for my family and make my mom happier and all that, I don't have any fucking excuses to play 1 hour of video game to waste my time anymore. Nothing else matters. It's almost like you get this epiphany that, yeah, nothing else matters. I don't have any extra desires. I don't want the fucking race car. I don't want the fucking big mansion. I don't want the fucking, like, a lot of model, a lot of yacht, a lot of sports car. I don't want that. I don't want designer clothes. It's like nothing else matters. You are just doing it for your reason, for the people you care about, for your parents. Nothing else matters. You get hit with this epiphany, and I think this is very powerful, a powerful drive that will help you do anything in your life, especially if you understand this, if you have understood this concept of extreme ownership, which I mentioned about in yesterday's live stream, which was just like 12 hours ago. If you know that you have ownership of your life by taking, as a result of taking responsibility, and you have a why, a reason to do certain things, that in and of itself is a huge drive. And combine that together with your extreme ownership, bro, Boom, you'll get there. It's all about certainty for now, from now. Yeah, so we've talked about my goal, we've talked about the whys. Before I go into the plan, which I will, let's first talk about what is the second thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for I'm grateful for the sunlight, because I'm gonna get vitamin D tomorrow. Because I'm gonna get vitamin D later on, which will help me to be more productive and more high in testosterone for my work to crush my competition basically. And yeah, no shit, that will help me with my goals. And again, the underlying reason is that, yeah, 10K a month, and the underlying reason, the why, you already know it. What can I sacrifice today? Okay, so like we're always writing what can we sacrifice, right? So one day we're gonna tell what we can reduce, what we can sacrifice to reduce, and the second day what we can sacrifice to include. Reduce, include, reduce, include. One day reduce, one day include. So today is, yeah, so yesterday was like turning the light on every single time I wake up. That is like something I included in my life. Now I'm gonna reduce something in my life. Stuffs. I can sacrifice more stuffs on my table. So suppose some things like some unnecessary things, right? I don't need a fucking extra marker right now. I don't need a fucking extra pen right now. I already have a pen down there. I don't need this book, which I'm putting my phone on top of right now. I don't need certain things in my life right now. I don't need a lot of things, but I've actually eliminated pretty much all of the things. But I'm not needing these things right now, so I'm gonna clean my table up, and I'm gonna include that in some of my, you know, what do you say, series. Some days of my series, we're gonna also talk about cleaning your table and all that in a very detailed way, to the point where you get all the learning lessons and you get the long-term mindset of doing this for the rest of your life, which will really fucking clean your mind up. You need clarity for that. And for clarity, which is the clarity of your goal and your best self, which we're gonna work on this week, you need to also limit input at the same time. So this is like the plan, right? The plan which I was talking about. This week we're gonna limit your input to, so that you can get more clarity. You can become unstimulated and become more clear with your goals and with the person that you have to become to achieve your goals. And that is the same thing that I'm doing. I'm not like achieving that already. I'm kind of like 1, 2 step, 3 step ahead of you. But that's what we are still following along, because in the long view, maybe I'm 1 step, 2 step ahead of you in this game, in this setting of goal and achieving this clarity. But I still need to achieve it. Maybe I'm ahead of you, but we're going at the same time. And I want you to come on me with this journey of essentially destimulating from this modern world, in this world where everything is a stimulation, everything is fast. And really, just slow down and get this clarity of goals. We're gonna do that. Not only clarity of goals, but your best self. And we're gonna do everything so that you can become your best self this week. And the next week, which is the third week, we're gonna do 4 weeks in total, right? This is the second week, the beginning of the second week. We're gonna work on, again, clarity and deep stimulating your mind by limiting inputs. We're gonna get artistically deep dive into that. And the third week we're gonna unlock all your chakras. Unlock all your chakras, which is gonna be fucking cool, by the way, because I've always wanted to do that, not gonna lie. Unlocking chakras, you can imagine those Buddhist monks and all that, right? Some shit like that, bro. I'm excited for the third week, and also excited for the days to come. Okay, the specific days, what we're gonna do in day 9, day 10, that is gonna be like a surprise, so that you can stay tuned to. And the first week we have covered about gaining back focus, getting back that momentum, and getting back into routine. We've done that. We're already getting back into routine, but I still need to update my routine, which I talked about in day 3, about setting a routine. I'm gonna follow the same advice that I give, because I always follow my same advice, because it's like it works, right? So I'm gonna have to make my routine. Part of the reason, no, the main reason is because school got over, right? School got over, winter vacation, school, yeah. So I need to make my new routine so that I can follow in my holidays when there is no school. Because the routine that I set for myself by following my advice, it is like a routine when school is there, when there is no holiday. But without holiday, I need to make my routine too. Now this is like one of those first time because now we're talking. Now we're gonna be thinking about when to work. We're gonna build that work ethic because there is no school to set time for us anymore. There's no period classes and all that. There's no teachers to tell us to do this, do that. Now we're in holidays. Now we have to make our own choices. Now we have to put in the work ethic to do so. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna create my new routine. That is something that I want to do. And if there's something that you want to update in your routine that you found to be beneficial, maybe you could meditate in the morning instead of at night. Maybe if it's some small changes, you can do that. But make sure you still like, make sure that you can follow it, right? So yeah, got back to focus, got back to routine in day one, week one, and in the fourth week it's gonna be like the last days of the year, right? So the idea of this will be like ending strong. The fourth week will be like we're gonna end strong. We're gonna end 2023 strong. So we're gonna do, yeah, a lot of hardships. So I'm gonna like research and work on that because we still have like 2 weeks before that happens. So I'm gonna keep on updating the work so that I can refine it as much as possible and update it as best as possible. I've already have the idea for like the third week, unlocking all your chakras. Fucking exciting. But for this week, clarity of goals, becoming your best self. You're gonna become your best self. I'm gonna become my best self in this one. And then we're gonna couple that up with unlocking your chakras the third week. And then we're gonna do that. We're gonna challenge ourselves whether we can do that for the long term by ending strong, ending 2020 strong. Fucking awesome, yeah. Mentally, physically, it's gonna be fucking challenging. Are you ready, bro? Because I am more so ready than ever. So see you tomorrow. Improve your life one step at a time.